Hi Rajni, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great. Welcome to the class. I'm sorry I've
Thank
forgotten my specs somewhere, although you must have not seen them. But yeah, I lost them somewhere today. Welcome to the class. My name is Vipul and I am a personality development trainer by profession. I come from the holy land of Uttarakhand, Devbhoomi Uttarakhand as we call it here. So please tell me a little about yourself.
So my name is Rajni Verma. I am from
Mhm.
Ganganagar, Rajasthan, and
Wow,
currently I'm living
Ganganagar.
in
Sri
Jaipur.
Ganganagar,
Yeah,
right?
Sri Ganganagar. Do you
Mm.
know Sri
Mm.
Ganganagar?
Obviously, I know much about Rajasthan. Yeah,
Okay.
I read.
So currently I'm living in Jaipur, and I have done my
Oh,
graduation from JNU in Korean language, and now I'm
Korean
living.
language. My
Yeah.
goodness. I love languages. I would want to learn at least one sentence today. Can you please teach me one by the
Yeah.
end?
Yeah.
Thank you. It will be a big favor. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, but I'll have to pick a good sentence to learn in Korean. But we'll do it at the end. Otherwise, this session would be for me and not for you. So let's get started. The session's topic today is quite an interesting one. But before that, do you have any questions that you would like to ask or anything else that you would like to discuss apart from this topic?
Like you said, you are a personality development, uh,
Trainer.
right?
Yeah.
Trainer. Yeah. So I
Hmm.
want to ask you how to become a personality development trainer.
Okay. By training people. I think that's one answer.
Like
Because
how to
if you,
start.
hmm, by training people, that is how you start, right? That is how you start. You just meet people, you just make contacts, and then you start training them. That's it. Now, yeah, it is not as simple as it sounds. And I'm not saying that I'm doing a very difficult job here. Obviously, you should have some certification for it. There are many companies which certify you, but actually you don't need any kind of certification for it, but it is good if you go through any particular course which tells you some aspects of personality development. The way I started my career, it was I would say it was a rough way to start it, because I first of all started training. And I'm sorry, am I audible to you? Do you still
Hello.
have a network issue? Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah. Now
If
I
you
can.
want, you can switch off your video. If it happens again, you can switch off your video. Okay, not now. Okay, so I was saying that I started in a very wild manner. Initially, I started training through a company, and which was involved into personality development training. I first of all developed content for them. You can be, just to build your profile, you can be a writer for some newspaper. That helped me. I did that, and apart from that, yeah, then you have to just start training people with some company. And before that, if you want to go for some certification or course, you can do that. It's your call. On IGNU, many courses are available on personality development, and also language skills, ESL trainers. These things you can do first of all. Then etiquette training is there. Behavioral training, emotional intelligence. All those things you have to learn. You should
So we
know these
need
things.
to at least we need to read books first related to psychology or philosophy.
I always tell people that whenever you talk about reading books, you don't have to take it as a duty. It should come naturally to you. For example, if I'm sitting here, this comes naturally to me that there's a phone on my left hand side and a newspaper on the right hand side. My
Yeah.
natural instinct is to use that newspaper over that phone.
Hmm.
That's like that. And even if I pick this phone, I would not go for social media only every time. Maybe I would go for some application called Pockets, wherein there are millions of articles in shorts or all such application. It is my natural instinct. So I think somewhere I feel that I was made for this thing. So yeah, it should come naturally. But yeah, if you want to develop it, you can do that. You can go for book reading. Book reading is one of my most favorite hobbies. I love that thing. And the time that I go for books, I think I'm just in the Alice in the Wonderland whenever I go for some bookstore or go inside some bookstore. I love stationery. I love all these things. So it comes naturally, usually. But yeah, you can develop a taste for that. That's it.
Because I sometimes I think so many things about, like, I'm from village. So in village
Mhm.
area, people are not educated, and the student who are really in
Mhm.
school, who are really
Mhm.
facing a lot of things. They don't know about technology. They don't know about language. They are really
Mhm.
afraid of speaking English or doing in
Mhm.
English activity or so many things. So
Mhm.
there are so many ideas in my mind, and I write down in my diary. Thrice in a week, I think. So I want to do something for them, but I don't know how to start. So that's why I'm asking this.
I started training people with a company, but before that, as I said, I did it in a wild manner also. So because I wanted to train people, but it was not personality development. It was a little different. First of all, you have to target whatever things are going wrong in the society, right? In terms of language skills. In India, the biggest problem that the today's youth faces is related to not being able to clear interviews. That's one of the biggest thing, right? So just target that thing, that I have to at least make 5 to 7 students clear great interviews. Just their language skills are not good enough. That is why they're not getting those jobs. They have the qualification and everything. They have the right degree that they want, but that the job requires or asks for. But at the same time, they lack those communication skills. So if you can just help these 4 or 5 people, that will set an example, and then your career gets a kickstart. Please tell.
The problem is like students who are currently in schools, they are reading a lot, they are studying English for 10 to 12 years, right? But after that, when they start searching for job and when they face any interview, they need to again take a course and do that. So that is really a problem for students, especially who are living in village. So because the parents are not that much affluent to purchase their courses for their children. So I want to make sure them to be free, like they can speak effortlessly since they are since childhood. So that is my dream that I want to do.
Okay, tell me one thing. If you want to be a good cricketer, let us suppose cricket, it runs in our blood. So if you want to be a good cricketer, would you practice boxing or you would go for practicing cricket? Tell me that. Cricket, right?
Yeah.
Are they practicing how to speak in school?
That's the problem. Like they study for 10 to 12 years, but after
what
that,
do they study? That's the problem. Whether to use SOES with the verb or not, whether to do this or not. They don't deal with confusions. That's the problem. They are mugging up rules. What is noun? How does it matter?
Yeah.
That's crap, right? Why are you learning it? That's not being used. Have you ever used a plus b whole square in your real life? I don't think so. I count my money, but I don't use a plus b whole square. Never have I used it. I think for a long time in India, we have, I've no offense to peons and clerks in the country, but no country's education system should be such to develop more peons and clerks, right? It should not be a first priority to be one. You should be a creator. I was listening to some public speaker recently. He said that Indian mindset, and especially the IQ level that we possess, which is more than any other country in the world, we are made to create things. But what are we doing? 90% of the students in Bihar are today making their effort to go for UPSC, administrative services. No offense to them, but we are wasting a big talent, right? In India, there's a big term which is called jugaad, makeshift arrangement, right? In English, it is a very high class word, that is makeshift arrangement. But yes, we are good at DIYs, do it yourself, life hacks, all those things. Are we doing it? Are we pursuing it? No, we are not. Some American student who is in grade 12, who would have seen us doing it, would replicate the same idea there and would build $1 million company, right? Why does that happen? Because they're not afraid of going wrong. In India, there is a fight for survival. And when it comes to survival, then administrative jobs seem to be a better option than starting your own company. That's the problem.
But you know,
if someone... Sure.
Yeah, yes.
Please.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you please continue. It's fine, it's fine. I will be speaking with you.
The problem is when someone starts doing something else and start following her passion, then if she fails once, people start criticizing them. Even parents also start criticizing. So that is the problem, because parents don't understand this. They just understand the government job and like stuffs like that.
My mother still says the same thing. Like, I am doing very well in life, but she still comes to me and says, "You don't have a permanent job. You should go for this."
Yeah, exactly.
I think, come on, right? So this is Indian mindset. But see, it is not just about your parents' mindset. Believe me, when you are saying that I fail, if I fail, this happens, then you have set up a benchmark for failure in your mind. You would have thought, okay, if I don't make 25K in a month, then I'm a failure. Why? That's not the definition of being a failure. First of all, you'll have to clarify in your mind what's failure, right? Yeah. I don't think, like I run a company and I know even if I don't get any contracts, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die out of starvation. I think that should be the definition of failure. And that's also not your failure. That's country's failure. That it could not provide you with ample opportunities that you could make a living in this country. It's not your failure. So there's nothing like failure in this world. It's just that you don't succeed sometimes and you succeed sometimes. If I jump from this table to this sofa, then sometimes maybe 90% of the times I will succeed. But there will be 10 times when my mind would be elsewhere. And then I won't be able to land on the right place. That's not failure. That's just not being able to succeed. I always tell people who come to me and say that I'm poor at language skills. I tell them, why do you keep on saying such things? You are hearing yourself. We are the most important person for ourselves right now. We keep on hearing and we keep on believing it. Sorry, it's just not succeeding every time. And why do you expect to succeed every time?
Yeah.
Till the time you can have 2 meals a day, right? It is fine. You're doing well in life. People will come and judge.
Even if you fail, you will learn something. Definitely, you will.
FAIL, first attempt in learning. That's the definition.
Yeah. But my younger brother is in, like, he just completed his 12th, passed 12th, and now he is just preparing digital marketing, and he watch a lot of videos, and he purchased the watches. Yeah, he watches a lot of videos and purchased a course, and he's really determined to do that. So my father always says to me, like, I don't understand what he's trying to do. Whenever a family member, whenever relatives ask him, like, what is your son now doing, and the college, about studies, about future, my dad is really blank, and he always asked us to, like,
I can't explain my profession also. I can't express my profession sometimes. When you're meeting someone on the road, how can you tell personality development? What's that? They would just keep on asking more questions. So I say I am a teacher. It's the same answer, right? They think, okay, teacher, master sahab, right? They just think it that way. So I'm also fine. I think let them think, hardly matter. But if your brother is diligent enough and he actually performs well in his course, then he has a very bright future right now. I have not met your brother, but I can say that. Because this is the thing. No, like right now, nobody is dying out of hunger when it comes to IT field. If you have done something from IT, MCA, BCA, whatever, you're not going to die without food, right? That's the case. That is the case which is going to be with digital marketing, because nowadays we are rising entrepreneurs are there. So obviously, you will get something to do.
He reads a lot of books, and he always says one thing, like, if I'm doing this for 2 to 3 years, that is problem for you. But if I waste my 4 to 5 years for preparing UPSC, then it's okay for you. So what is the meaning in that? Wasting time. And what is the show? If 5 to 6 years, you will definitely get that job.
Nobody is going to do that.
But parents are
when you go for UPSC, because you go for UPSC preparation, there's some respectable thing to say.
Yeah.
We always have that one bhaiya and dada in our family who fails with 0.5 marks or 1 mark or 2 marks. Come on, right? That's all hoax. These are lies. Just because the person is not getting a job, so family keeps on saying he's going for UPSC preparation. One day he will become an IAS officer. 99% of the people who go for that course do not qualify. Yeah, they do not qualify. Come on, whenever you enter into this profession, I was listening to this famous teacher and I follow him a lot. That is Mr. Vikas Divyakirti. Have you heard about him? Mr. Vikas Divyakirti? You should watch one of his interviews.
I think I know. Drishti.
On London Top you must have. Drishti IAS. IAS. Yes, true. So that guy is fabulous with philosophy. He teaches philosophy also. And I was listening to one of his interviews on London Top, which is a very famous platform. So there I saw his interview and he said that whenever you come to any course, think about failure. It's important to have a plan B. In a fierce competition country like India, how can you not think about what would I do if I fail? This preparation makes you a different person altogether. I keep on learning about IAS things. I don't want to be one, but I keep on learning. Why do I do it? Why do I know that Ganganagar is not Ganganagar but Sri Ganganagar? Because I read about it. Right? I keep on doing it. Why do I have to read about it? Just because I want to be a better person every day. If you go with that mindset, then your partial goal would also be achieved. That is to become an IAS officer. But people don't understand the ideology of learning something. For example, there are unseen passages, RCs, reading comprehensions, in every question paper nowadays, in every competitive exam. Have you ever given it a thought? Why do they ask you such things? Why do they want you to learn RCs? Why do they want you to be quick with this? Because you're going to have hundreds of files in your office. How would you summarize those files in seconds? How would you understand the gist of what the other person is trying to say with a couple of lines? how to summarize documents. That is why you need it. Why do you need it? That's the question that we never asked to ourselves. So this is what you should start asking now. Like, why do I want to be one? Why do I want to be a personality development trainer? Just to make money? Deep inside, maybe it's a yes, but that should not be the only answer. That should be a partial goal, right? Byproduct.
Always it's in my mind, because I started from that place. Like, I was in village and I started my schooling from a village, from a government school, but I faced a lot of difficulties after that, after going in JNU, and so that's why I think I need to do something.
I think whatever you are speaking today is because of the exposure that you have got, right? So JNU provides you with world-class exposure. Like, people have been defaming that in university like anything.
That I used to listen a lot, because people speak English there. So that is
amazing speakers. Amazing speakers. Whenever I get to speak to someone from JNU, I feel blessed. I would cherish every second of that moment. Even Mr. Vikas Divikitri speaks a lot about this JNU thing, because he also wanted to study from there, or he studied from there. And he says that wonderful content, the kind of ideology that develops in a place like JNU. 90% of the JNU. I'm not speaking about Kannaiya Kumarli. That's different.
People who are living like remote areas, they don't know about JNU. They just believe in social media. They just believe in what is.
I think it is terrorism factory. That's the natural name of JNU.
They don't know about education or
No, they know nothing. That's the problem. They know nothing, and most of the people don't want to agree with this statement that I don't know nothing. You should listen to this statement and say yes. Whenever you start something, go with a zero. When I come to a session, I always think that I don't know anything about it. That is why I don't read okay, Sri Ganganagar or Ganganagar. I just think, okay, I'll just meet the person and I'll ask, where do you come from? And then I'll see your way of answering that. There are some people who would say, no, I'm just from this place. I don't know if you must have heard of it also, Sri Ganganagar. That's one way of answering. And then there are people, like I say, I come from Devbhoomi, Uttarakhand. So I have the pride in me, right? That I come from Uttarakhand, which is a big state in my mind, at least it is. No matter how do you think about it, I don't care. This is how you develop a mindset in other people. Little things, but make big differences, right?
So, can you give me feedback?
Yeah, sure. See, what I read in your feedback was that you are very good with language skills and you're fluent, and all these things were written. So I'm not a person who praises a lot of people, but I would say yes, you are very bright with speaking, and this is because of the exposure that you've got. But there are little mistakes which are still happening. Like, sometimes you read a words like articles, you sometimes skip them. Like, I come from a village, not from village. That's incorrect.
Yeah.
I'm just nitpicking it. You have to teach me one sentence in Korean. Come on, teach me. My name is Vipul. Make it fast. It's going to end.
My name is Vipul. Chonan Vipul Imnida. Chonan
Vipul Imnida. Okay.
Imnida.